Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between. Welcome.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we are here to do another strain review.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, we've also got lots of shit today, I feel
We've got a lot of shit, but the really cool part today, guys, is that I have recently gone over to the dark side.
The dark side?
And
or
the dark
light
side, I'm talking like the light side. And I'm talking light side on cost. I'm talking light side on actual impact, right? I'm thinking about how high you get. I'm going to call it impact. Like, how is it impacting me? What's the impact? And then the last part is just overall feel. I think that dabs are actually really, really cool.
Yeah, you kind of have been
And I've been getting it
this week.
Now, I've been afraid of it just based upon dosing, because it's real easy to overdose yourself if you're not being conscious of it.
Mm-hmm.
First thing,
Definitely.
you don't need to fill your entire bowl with wax, because that would be insane. Could you imagine?
That would be so much wax. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
So it's like those videos that you see of the people putting 20 grams of wax in and taking this massive dab. And I think that's crazy excessive, honestly. I would never. I used to weigh my dab out, actually, because I knew that like a certain amount was a perfect dose. But then I had just decided, I had a buddy who was like, oh, I'm going to do a 0.5 gram dab. And I'm like, I mean, sure, why not? I'll do a 0.5 gram dab too. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, but why? Like, what is the reason? So I'm sitting there and I actually just sat down and I'm like, I'm going to calculate it out actually.
To kind of see how much you're using?
Yeah, because I don't need a 0.5 gram.
So what's typical usage that you take on a dab? Like if you're going to weigh it out.
Oh God, I would actually have to weigh it out. I don't weigh it out anymore.
So if we were to measure on this little tool.
So I would say almost the size, like half the size of a pencil eraser is about what I would put on as a dab.
Yeah, I would be a quarter of that and maybe even less. And that's the one thing that I found really unique about this. And really cool part is today, right now, as you're watching this, I am sure I've consumed more of this strain. But this one,
strain?
Well, I will have consumed more by the time that they see this.
Have you tried this one yet?
I have never tried this. This has been a strain. This has been on my wish list for over a year.
Do you remember which audience member it was who sent us an email about this one?
Yeah, they were from Oklahoma. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, it was a woman.
It was
Some
a
lady
woman
out in Oklahoma.
And she was just a huge fan. She's like, look, I'm going to send you a care package with CandyLand. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it never came through. I wasn't disappointed.
No, just excited about CandyLand.
Yeah.
And
I was like, oh, I felt bad. Well,
and need to get it.
Knowing like legalities and all that other stuff. And I don't want anybody to get in trouble sending us things. But, when looking at like, this is super cool. But before we go any further, I want to explain the rig that I'm using. This is the Crossing Core 2.0. And this was sent to us by Smoke Cartel, I believe.
Ooh, that's very probable.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about this rig is that it's super small, but it's super effective. It's easy to clean, and
you were telling me that.
I really enjoy the experience. I've super enjoyed the experience.
You're saying the banger is like 100% ceramic.
Yeah, super easy to clean. I just take a Q-tip right after I'm done, whoop, and done. It's super clean. I mean, of course, you want to deep clean this over time because it's going to get super sticky.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm excited. Got to press it twice to turn it on.
That's awesome.
And that's it. And it's on the lowest setting. This will start heating up. But this is the first time I've ever used this strain. This has been a dream strain of mine that I've been wanting to try.
I will be honest. I didn't know what this one was yet. And so I had already tried it.
Oh,
last night.
Here we go.
I know. But this is actually the Auxo Cenote. I actually really love the size of this one too. So we're gonna, it's already on. So you just press it once and let it sit there and it's supposed to start.
There we go.
Oh, no. Jokes.
Whoa.
See, this is what I was talking about yesterday when I was like, hey, it had that issue. and I pressed the button, and then it didn't do it. And this is exactly it. Like, I got excited because of this. But if it does this all the time, I don't think I like this.
Okay, so
Let's see. There we go.
wow.
Maybe. And there we go. We have liftoff.
This one is fantastic, and why I'm telling you that is because it's so easy to, and it stays on for a good amount of time. You press it once to turn off, press it twice to turn on. I think it's 3 or 4 times to change the temp. I wouldn't go past blue because it's the lowest temp. You get the most flavors out of it, but
I always go with the lowest temp with my dab rigs. If sometimes I will find certain concentrates don't burn off all the concentrate on the lowest temp, so after a certain time, I have to go up.
Okay. So this strain has a very unique flavor. Super mild. I only coughed a little bit in there. It does set in pretty quickly. Funny, I'm getting a little bit of sativa headache already. That's weird.
So it's
it's funny is
sweet,
I can hear the
spicy, and
electrical
pungent.
feedback from that.
I know.
That's
why I had
weird.
to pull it because I was like, wow.
That's so weird. I don't get it with this one. I love this, that the little top over here. This helps out a ton. It's got this nice weight to it. I like this rig a lot. This is going to be my favorite. I've tried a lot of other rigs.
Mm-hmm.
We tried the Dab X, and I liked it a lot. But
it's still good. I used it last night.
Yeah, it's a great rig. I mean, it's very, it's beautiful looking. It's very unique in some of the settings. But with this one, I just like the ease of use. It's so small. It's easy to clean. And I'm ready to go. I can put this thing away super fast. But to talk about CandyLand, the flavors, what were the terpenes in there? Brandon got a good hit. I can see it still filling up in there.
So, damn. The predominant terpene is caryophyllene for peppery notes.
Which is weird. I'm
Also,
not getting
limonene and humulene.
The limonene.
Yeah,
I taste
so
the limonene.
It's known for sweet, spicy, and then like a very pungent tones. So I did get a little bit of spicy in the back of my throat, which is maybe the caryophyllene, not peppery notes.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get sweet. Like
I got more of the limonene than anything else. Now, it might be because of what I'm drinking. That may be a part of it. I'm having a wild cherry seltzer from Cycling Frog.
Yeah, they're these fantastic, like no artificial flavors, microdose drinks.
Yeah, it's 5 milligrams of THC, 10 milligrams of CBD.
Yeah, only 50 calories.
Yeah,
no
for
alcohol.
all those who are counting your calories. But this is a fantastic, I like the flavor. It's not overly strong. It's not super sweet. It tastes like actual cherries, which I'm sure there's real cherries in it. But when drinking something like that and tasting this one, that actually something that I've never really put 2 and 2 together on is certain drinks may be able to affect the flavor and the experience that you're
Bring
having.
out more notes.
Now, of course, this is an infused drink, but it's a Delta 9 infused drink.
Super small microdose though.
5 Tiny.
Milligrams.
I mean, you got 10 milligrams of CBD. I'm not saying it cancels it out, but this is going to make you feel really relaxed.
It's supposed to be like the equivalent of one drink. But the nice thing is a lot of us are social people.
Totally.
We like to go out, but sometimes we don't like feeling like we're drinking. I don't like the feeling of alcohol. I don't like the feeling after in my alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's nice to have that drink, that community to,
Wow, this tastes like cherries off a tree.
Mine's the black currant, and it's delicious.
That's good. That's really good. But, ooh. All right. So to give you, and what I really, and here's another reason why I've really fallen in love with dabs. Dabs have this great way that's above a cart, but don't feel like a cart.
Yeah.
Carts tend to make you, I mean, I'm not knocking carts. I love carts for what they are. But if I had a choice between doing a dab before I go to the gym or hit my cart right before I go in the gym, I would rather do this at home.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did it yesterday. and my workout wasn't long, and it felt great. I got a really good workout. I got a good heart rate going. I was like, man, this just feels better. And so it's the in between, right? It's not flour, but it's definitely not a cart. It is a raw extract that you're being able to get, and you're heating it up just like anything else to activate the Delta 9 in there. But this is a nice, slow high, really weird. This is the weirdest feeling. You know that feeling right before you're about to go on a roller coaster going down, and that in your gut? That's what it kind of, I'm feeling it right here along the bottom of my rib cage.
That's where it's resting?
Yeah, it's resting like on my gut.
Above.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because I've never felt, because I don't feel it in my chest at all. Slight, it came on slight, the headache did, but it's gone away. But it's like a light tingling over there.
I don't have a headache, but I do feel it lightly coating my head. But like you said, resting on your gut.
Like gut. And it's like right here. It's nowhere else, right? Right in the middle, right below my tits.
I feel
and
it a
just
little in my arms,
above my belly
head,
button.
but not really
It's weird
too much in my shoulders. I don't feel it.
The
in my
Goldilocks
chest.
zone.
Yeah, what in the world?
That's weird.
It's such an odd one.
But I love the feeling I'm getting right now from it. I'm going to take more.
It's a very energetic, uplifted, like talkative, chatty strain.
This feels amazing.
Yeah.
CandyLand. You know, it makes me think of CandyLand. You ever seen Django? Django Unchained? Quentin Tarantino movie?
Unchained?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Django Unchained. We just call it Django.
For some reason, I thought that was, remember that cartoon movie for kids that had like the lizard with big eyes or something?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was something along Django.
No. Django was a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I have no idea.
But they have a place called CandyLand on there. And Leonardo DiCaprio's character, he's something CandyLand. I don't remember his name.
That's funny.
But it is Candy. His name is Candy.
Mm.
And I've always thought of that when I hear CandyLand.
Stripper?
You'd have to watch it. It's a pretty intense movie. Now, this is a really weird part. Brandon is actually coughing from this, but I am not.
I know. It's like way down in there.
I feel the caro. Well, and maybe it's because I've been eating a lot more spicy stuff lately. Like I've been eating a lot of more jalapenos and stuff like that with like my meals and stuff.
I had Indian food last night.
Well, you should be prepped.
I know, right?
That'll burn your asshole when it's coming out. It's like straight battery acid.
Thank you very much. Come again.
Thank you. But it's so, even though I've just had more, and the weird thing is that the intensity of the feeling around my midsection is getting stronger. Like I'm feeling it in my head, but I'm feeling it in my head of like I want to go out. I go longboarding, right? I go longboarding with this.
Deal. After this, let's go board. You can ride my e-board and
well, but I'm just saying, like it feels like I can be energetic. I mean, it's kind of funny that we're talking about Cycling Frog, the drink that we're drinking, and I think about like, is this for upbeat people, right?
Yeah,
both of these are by far the most healthy things that you could do for a stimulant, and I really I mean, this is a do anything type of strain.
I feel like it. Like you could be so productive. You know that post on our social media about the guy who he's like, oh, I can't talk. I just take racing against time. I took 2 edibles, and he's like initially right then stops to tell exactly what he's doing, and it's like the funniest thing. But that's what this is like. Is that type of energy? You're just like go 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 go.
Right.
And it's fantastic. This is a really it's a sativa dominant hybrid, but it's bred from like Granddaddy Perp and Bay Platinum cookies. So we love Granddaddy Perps. That's like a fantastic OG strain. I have not had Bay Platinum cookies.
Oh,
what you doing there?
I don't know, man. Sorry, I'm a little bit
a little high there.
Okay, no, I've been wanting this to kind of settle in. So it's a slower onset. The midsection is still there, but it's kind of dissipating. But the weird thing, it feels like I'm wearing like a really soft, what's that stuff called? You know, the minky stuff?
Oh, mink.
Like the fake mink. it feels like I've got that like resting over my head and my shoulders, like I've got a blanket on me. But it's like one of those. Have you seen my Captain America one that I have?
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, what's up, represent? But the Captain America blanket I have that my wife got me for Christmas a couple years ago, it feels like that.
That's funny.
It feels super relaxed, but it's okay. Like
I feel it on my legs.
Yes, I feel it on
weird.
in my knees too, dude. Which
mine's
is
like
really
my calves, my legs feel it a lot.
Nah. Fuck. Sorry.
What you doing over there, bro?
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna sit back for a
Scrolling
second.
through Facebook or something.
No, dude. I was like trying to check something because I was trying to look something up, but then total space cadet. So now I'm feeling it right in. It's like pulling my face. It's like doing this move.
It's an interesting.
Yeah, this is the most interesting strain I've ever tried. I love the flavor. It feels really good. No panic whatsoever.
Whoa. It instantly feels like there was a release at the back of my head and like it just washed down my back.
What?
That was weird. Like it was pressure almost being held up here in a balloon and then they just popped it and then whoosh, down my back.
That's weird.
It was really weird.
We're probably visiting the hospital after this.
Oh. No, I don't go there.
Like
that's overrated.
No, it's good because it's not. I don't find it to be like with most sativas for people, and at least this is the feedback I get when somebody asks like, "Oh, are you big into indica?" Like I get that more than anything else. I'm like, no, if you've listened to the show, I'm a sativa guy.
People ask if you're big into indica?
Yeah. People like friends of mine that know the show, they listen to the show weekly.
What?
They'll go, "Are you into indica?" And I'm like, I don't mind it. It's good.
It depends on the strain.
It really does depend on the strain. And we were talking about that like during the Banana Kush episode. I thought the way I looked was like, like I was freaking out. Like if my eyes could be like this big and I'll be like, you know what I looked like? This.
And yeah,
I'm freaking out right now.
When I realized, that's when I stopped caring, going to like stores or out places, because for the longest time I was so anxious.
Really?
Yeah, I was so anxious that people would know that I was high.
I almost invite that.
I do now.
I got a funny story about
at the time when I first started using cannabis, it was like I was
I
nervous.
understand that.
Like people are going to think I'm high. They're going to think I'm a bad person. They're going to think I'm using marijuana, and marijuana is a drug, and marijuana is bad, okay?
Illegal.
So, and that was this thing that I was like, oh my God. And then I realized, walking through the store, one of the times when I was really high, according to how I felt. And I genuinely looked, because at that moment I was so present, and I was looking at people's faces. And I realized these people aren't present. They're not here. They don't even pay attention. They don't see me. They don't see me at all.
Yeah.
They have no idea that I'm high because they are so focused on everything else that's going on in their world.
Well, you think about that. Nobody's paying attention to anybody else.
No.
Like, because and here's the funny realization.
But that is such a peace of mind.
It is.
When you are nervous about it, that is a massive peace of mind, because instantly you realize no one cares.
That no one gives a shit. No one does. And the realization of that one is, if you went out and paid attention to people, like one person in particularly, that's called stalking.
Mm-hmm.
And you would literally have to be hyper-focused on that person until they made eye contact, like that thing on social media, the post of the guy in the airport who ate the gummy.
Yeah. Right?
And he's just staring at the people, and they're like feeling uncomfortable, and he's like, "Oh, they could see my eyes."
Yeah, right.
But it's getting over that when you don't care. But the funniest thing is a story. I actually got pretty lit up with my pen. Mm-hmm. I was puffing on Jack Herrera.
Oh, nice.
And I'm puffing on that one, and I was about to go into Walmart to get some stuff, so I'm taking a few hits. And 3 or 4 on top of the 5 that I already took before the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm walking around, and I just smile all the time. And I'm pushing a cart, and I'm just going through. And nobody's going to think anything. You know who did? This 4-year-old or 5-year-old kid sitting in the cart. He's up in the front, right? So I'm already judging the woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want your kid to bust his head open? He has to wear a fucking helmet. But no, I let that go because I'm elevated. The kid goes, he's hanging out the front of it. He goes, how high are you? Oh no, how drunk are you?
What?
And I go, and I had to take out my AirPod. I'm like, come again? He goes, how drunk are you? Straight faced. And I'm like, I go, I just start laughing. I just like, what?
Yeah.
And the mom, she is mortified. She's like, she wasn't paying attention, right? She's trying to pick out which baby carrots are gonna, make her son healthy. And she grabs the baby carrots and she puts it in there. She goes, oh my gosh, did my son say something to you? I'm like, yeah, it's no problem. It was really funny, actually. What did he say to you? How drunk am I? He was questioning how drunk I was.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I guess you're not going to be watching YouTube anymore. And I'm like, no, totally. I mean, it's funny. He's just observant. She goes, you're drunk? And I'm like, no, I'm not drunk at all. And she goes, oh, well, then I just nodded and smiled. And she laughed. It's like she knew. She probably was like, I should be high right now. And you really should. I mean, if you're going to get that upset with your kid over a ridiculously
Talking to someone.
funny question.
Right?
And he was just like hanging out like he knew.
That's fucking funny. And if I can't imagine walking down the store and a little like 4-year-old kid or something going, how drunk are you? What?
All I thought was,
this is Utah. How? What?
Did I make like a weird step? That's what I thought. I thought maybe was I falling off balance? Because you ever been every once in a while get that high where you're walking in a store and you kind of lose balance a little bit and you're like,
no.
Okay, well, we're different people. But I'm just saying, like,
I get high and wander the mountains up like weird shit. So
yeah, I could do that. But the funny thing is, I notice is that when I'm high in the wilderness compared to when I'm high in the suburbs, totally different. Like I feel more hyper focused when I'm in urban, but when I'm in the mountains, I just I don't give a shit at anything. Because that's the thing, like when you get out of your life to go do something, you still don't get out of your life to do something because you're still connected.
Oh, yeah. You go to where there's no service.
Yeah, this thing's still fucking going.
That's my favorite. I love going out.
That makes me panicky sometimes because
really?
I've got emails coming this way and that, text messages.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It's just like that little Buddha dude that people have on there said, let that shit go.
Yeah, I used to have that in my car for the longest time because I'm like, that's where I'm most angry.
Yeah.
Is because I see all of the stupid drivers who aren't paying attention, who almost hit people, who do all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's when I need to remember the most of like, just let that shit go.
Oh, man. So this is weird. I yawned.
You feeling tired?
No. That's the weird thing. I'm not
I don't
tired.
either.
But my body just wanted to yawn.
That's okay. He was just feeling it.
Yeah, but it's got to be this strain.
It's supposedly great for stress, anxiety, and depression. And I feel like a lot. Like I feel like this would be great for that.
Yeah, I love it.
If you're
I
in
love
a
this
funk,
feel.
actually, I have been. I've been in a frustrated funk the last several days, I feel like. And I don't know why. I've just been frustrated at myself, actually. I think a lot of it is just analyzing everything in life, looking at things, parenting, and just looking at it and being frustrated with me.
I totally resonate with that. I mean, we have got a good age gap between us, and that time it actually makes a big difference in that because what I used to judge myself, like the things I judge myself on now, are more about the things that I know I should have known
on
better.
Your feet pics, or like
Yes.
how big your dick is, or if you got like
big.
a third nipple or something.
I have one.
Oh, nice.
Just
Did you name it?
That's disgusting. And if you have a third nipple out there and you're offended by that,
tell us its name.
Grow up.
Oh,
we're okay. It's okay. We're all adults. No, well, most of us should be. But I think you kind of let go of that whole judgment thing, honestly, when you get more into cannabis. I mean, for myself, like when I turned 40, I was freaking out.
Mine wasn't cannabis.
What was yours?
Psilocybin. I was still, I say it all the time, we're our harshest critics.
Mm-hmm.
We judge ourselves more than we do anyone else. And I think that was like someone had told me to do mirror work in one of my experiences.
Yeah. That's pretty intense.
It was intense. That was one of the most realistic conversations I have ever had with myself. And I was bawling. And it was.
That's like the breath work
Mhm.
session I had.
But in that moment, I realized I had never loved myself.
Yeah.
I never truly loved myself. I looked at myself and judged myself for all of this stuff that I willingly and lovingly let go and don't even look at for any of the people that I love and care about.
Yeah.
And if I truly actually love myself, I wouldn't be judging myself that same way.
Yeah.
And it was just a whole different realization. And cannabis, it got me, like, it's helped me with a lot of stuff. It truly has. But the ability to get out of my own head and to see me the same way I can see someone else.
Yeah.
That was psilocybin.
That one time I did that microdose on that I don't even remember the one that we had, but it looked like a piece of hard wood, and it was pretty intense. It was the most intense.
Oh,
You remember that one?
It's what
where our buddy was like,
I still have those. That's my favorite ones.
yeah.
And I don't remember, but I know.
You know what they look like.
Yes.
And but for cannabis, one of the best things for me is that, you know, that feeling you were talking about where everybody's looking at you and they know you're high. But that's okay. Like I've said that to people. I've had people say, because eyes were definitely red.
Yeah.
And I had an old timer going, hey, you know, you really should be careful when you're going out. And I said, with what? He says, well, you've been. I'm like, yeah, and you should too.
Yeah.
Because guess why? I don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah.
I really don't. You know, I'm wandering around in here and I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I'm happy right now. And that's the most important thing. I honestly think about how I should feel. You know, I want to be happy. So many people look to a prescription medication within a pill form
to numb or fix something.
But that's the weird thing. It's like none of those medications are designed on purpose, right? It's all an accident, what it ultimately ends up working for, right?
Because they can find a side effect and sell a side effect and go, hey, cool.
Right. It's like the diabetes medication I have to take. It's weird.
Yeah, 2 Twix a day.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I can have.
It's weird. I don't get it.
It's delicious. It's the best medication. No, like the medicine I take is called Glyburide, and I also was taking another one called Jardiance, and Jardiance just makes you piss like crazy.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's just constant. You have to go, but it gets you all your blood to get your sugars down, right? Well, people think of that regulates their sugar, right? People take blood pressure medication to regulate their heart rate, right? From every little thing, there are certain things that it does for the body. What I like about cannabis is that when you figure out the strain, you've got different things for different parts of your body. Because this one right now, it's dissipated a little bit. Yeah. I feel it around me. But again, it's like the blanket feel. It's warm. It's soft.
It's comforting. It's a very nice, comforting.
Yeah, and I mean, it's easy, like what you just shared. Right? Talking about, like, you know, I don't love I had that same exact talk with my wife just a little while ago. I don't like who I am. I don't like who I am because of where I think I need to be. And by doing that purge of just actually saying it helps.
Oh, yeah.
And getting it out. And that's why, you know, doing like a microdose or a full trip. But honestly, like a strain like this is a great antidepressant strain.
Oh, yeah.
If you're feeling pretty shitty about yourself, or you're just feeling shitty about everything, right? You lost your job.
Or maybe it's just been a tough week.
Yeah, you know? Just random.
Maybe work's been shitty. Maybe you do more work than what you're paid for.
Maybe you're just shitty.
Maybe you're shitty. Maybe you've just been an asshole and you're not sure why. And you're like, you know, I feel frustrated or angry and I don't know what's going on. CandyLand might be a good time to like sit back, have a toke, and think about it.
I think CandyLand... down. I think CandyLand is Dude, I knew it was going to be one of my favorite strains. I knew it was going to be from reading about so many people using CandyLand and how amazing it just feels. But I got to tell you, like, I got to find
It
a
is an
review.
amazing experience.
Well, so, the feelings, it's energetic, uplifted, talkative, negatives, dries, anxious, paranoid. I don't feel anxious or paranoid whatsoever.
Could be dose dependent though. So
I did I
know,
did a good
but
amount.
for you, like maybe this strain, you're still in your okay dose for this strain, but someone else who maybe they have too much, you could get the anxiety and that can come.
Dude.
But the nugs on this seem to be pretty. Granted, we've not had it in flower, but the pictures of it seem like purpley, green, or like really pretty nugs. So I bet the flower smells amazing, looks fantastic. So
Well, and see, some people say you get dry eyes. I don't feel that. Slightly heavy on my eyes, just a little bit.
not dry, not even cottonmouthy.
No, not cottonmouth at all, which is so nice. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are. Maybe you're one of those sick people that goes, I love feeling like sand in my mouth. Do you have anything like
that's
that?
horrible.
That'd be like if you went to a dispensary going, do you have anything that dries your eyes out and makes your mouth feel like you got sand in there? Because that's the strain I'm looking for.
Sign me up. I'll take 2.
Maybe if you aren't a big water drinker and you're going through a diet.
You might have a good review. I just have to read this one real quick.
No, go for it.
Because it's short and it popped up. It said, love at first hit. No dry eyes or dry mouth. If I had a boyfriend, he would be in trouble because it makes me horny.
So that's kind of funny you bring that up because there are strains that will make you a little bit more randy, right?
Oh, yeah. There are some.
And this could definitely be one of those strains because of how uplifted you feel, how good you feel. You're just like, yeah, like I don't feel it anywhere in my body centralized other than right here in the midsection. It's sitting on my ribs, on my lower ribs. But
it's not like overly prominent
it's like a belt.
In one area.
Yeah.
Though.
It's good. It just goes over the entire body. I don't feel extra tingly.
Mm-mm.
I love that it doesn't give me cotton mouth at all.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
This is great. This is fantastic. Pretty much for anything in your life. Other than pretty much anything you could do.
Except for sleep. This might not be a good nighttime like sleep one, just because I feel like it's very energetic.
Well, it's like other strain that I try that we'll do a review on. But it sits around where that one wants to be, if that makes sense. So this other strain I'm thinking about, Stardog, that one is really good. It's very clear.
Yeah, it is.
But this one is just a different type of clear. It's like just sits right next to it in a different way. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't fall asleep on either one of them.
But like similar. There's similarities, very similarities, but like very different at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really nice.
I don't know.
Other than the fact I keep yawning.
Right. I don't know. If you guys have tried CandyLand, let us know.
Yeah.
You guys have it in like the West Coast, East Coast. I know it's out in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. It's also in California.
Yeah. Well, so. It's a very prominent strain, but not a lot of growers are picking it up, at least from what I found.
That's sad.
They do, they don't. I mean, they're going to go for their breadwinners, right? For your Blue Dreams, for your Granddaddy Perps, your Sour Diesels.
There's all the ones that are high yielding and super easy to grow. Like when we had Moxie on, and they were talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, well, I don't like Blue Dream because it is the super easy grow. It's high yield. It's this, and everyone does it." Oh, yeah, that's understandable. Maybe it's just
that's almost like a foodie saying that I can't eat anything that's like grass. It has to be
grass fed,
A5 Wagyu.
Yeah,
grass fed. The lettuce was grown in some lady's kitchen. It was meticulously cared for, and like I believe that. Like if you have like a full on dislike of a strain is because it's too prominent. I mean, that's cool, I guess. I don't care.
I still love Blue Dream. So
I know that's your favorite strain.
No.
Or no. It's one of your favorite.
It's always a good one. Like, it's been one that I have found I have enjoyed.
Yeah.
From almost every cultivar. There has been one or two that I've been disappointed with. I was like, oh man, you even fucked this up? Come on. So
yeah, like Mac 1.
Yeah, like that Mac 1 pen that we had. So I've had a couple Blue Dreams but I've had so many different cultivars that have done it. So
yeah, and with something like this, I would like to see it more. I think this would be great in a cart, in a concentrate here in dab form. It's fantastic. I would think that the flavors would be even more amazing in the flower, in a really nice vaporizer,
or even like the Happy Camper with the filter.
Yeah.
That first hit.
Nice. It's been kind of funny. I haven't touched my Happy Camper in just a few weeks.
I haven't either.
Just because of all the stuff that we're going through. Yeah, and trying to find it. It's really nice, but at the same time, it's a standby. I really like that. That is a very strong utility.
It's in my box of mine
too.
Regular things.
Yep, it's sitting right inside my box.
I've got my Banana Bros grinder. I've got the Happy Camper in there. I've got my dab, and my flower, and
I've got all my vaporizers in there, like my dry herb ones. Like, I like that, and
I think a box just for vaporizers.
I know, right? But it's when you're thinking about trying out a new strain, especially if you're thinking about trying dab, maybe you haven't gone to the dab side. And if you haven't gone to the dab side,
come to the dab side.
Come to the dab side.
It's tasty.
And, it's really nice. You don't have to go crazy with it, and it's cost effective.
Well, and like any of them,
even in the dispos here in Utah,
you don't have to take the entire thing. If you have more smoke in the cartridge than you want, don't take it all.
Yeah.
Like, you can choose your level of your hit, and you're like, okay, so you can dose that the same, but I like that you get better temperature ranges out of these e-rigs than you do with a pen.
Oh, totally. Because the pen, it's only going to be dependent upon the pen.
I love the flavors that I get more out of a concentrate than I do normally out of the pens.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
It's just a better experience most of the time. And especially if you're not going to like live rosins, then you're maybe going to distillates. And a distillate is not anywhere near as good of an experience as a concentrate.
I mean, I'm not going to knock it. I mean, depending on, because there are some distillates, I'm just like, the flavor is just,
Yeah. And there can be some good distillates, but the concentrate, you're going to get the wider range of cannabinoids. It's not distilled down as far. You're not having that.
True.
You're not losing as much as you do, I think, when it's a pen. So the experience is better. So
give it a shot. Yeah. If you're going to do dab, check out this one, the Crossing Core 2.0.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. And if I get this Cenote figured out, I'll let you guys know, because I love the size. I love that there's a little app I can control the temp with. Yeah, and I can turn off the light. So it's not super bright because...
Yeah, I don't have a light on this one.
No, but this one has it spins and lights up the whole top. So it's cool. I like that sometimes.
People like that?
But then other times I'm like, I would just want it to be,
and a rave.
Not lighting up. Yeah. I'm like, it's just... Exactly.
Yeah, give it a shot. Quick shout out to all our Patreon members. We so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. That is helping us tremendously. Yeah. So
if you want to help support the show, there's the link below.
Yeah, go there. Go support the show. Also, please give us a review.
Or if you guys like any of our cool new merch.
Yeah, he's got some killers. He got this awesome
Righteous Bush.
Righteous Bush. That's awesome.
So,
all right,
guys.
Take care.
Next time.